so much, Sanjay, and always a pleasure having you on the program. And it's
Thank
an
you.
interesting subject today, and you keep writing also about it. We've been talking about it very often. But this latest video, Modi Hai Toh Mumkin Hai, coming right in the middle of Bihar elections. What does this video really show, according to you? Does it show Modi's insecurity? Does it show the incompetence of Modi's brand managers? What is it, according to you?
Well, Nulu, I think we need to bite the bullet right from the word go. The first and foremost, what it shows is that Bollywood, India's famous film industry, has got the backbone of a Maggie noodle or a chocolate eclair. You make the choice, Nilu. End of day, Bollywood has subjected itself to such craven behavior that it's almost embarrassing. It's like absolutely shocking. I mean, this is what somebody would call as typically chicken hearted, jelly bean behavior elsewhere in the world. Uh, if you look at Bollywood's history, and that's why Mr. Modi and his brand managers use it as an instrument for his propaganda and promotion, is because, to use the famous quote of L.K. Advani, they were asked to bend, but they chose to crawl instead. Fully
Yes.
prospect. Now, here is the point. Look at the movies Bollywood has produced since 2014. There's a whole list of them. I got some in front of me, from Kerala Story, Kashmir Files, movie on Veer Savarkar, The Emergency, The Accidental Prime Minister, Article 370, Sabarmati Express, The Vaccine War. I mean, they went to an extreme limit. Let me add some other films. Tashkent Files. Then you have Godra. There's a movie called Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Have you heard of this in two other comparable democracies, US and UK? I mean, people would laugh if they heard that Bollywood has become such a travesty. And I'm not even talking about, Neelu, the way everybody from a very distinguished Shah Rukh Khan downwards is issuing these birthday videos. I can understand you have a respect for a prime minister, but to do this kind of, what I call is very brazen, blatant subservience, and uttering those extremely fake platitudes praising the prime minister is a shock. It tells you that India is not a democracy. I mean, it's been unheard of, it's unparalleled, really. So, to answer your question, when that video came out, Modi Hai to Mumkin Hai, with some very illustrious stars that I think are fantastic actors, Rajkumar Rao, I think, is brilliant. But the way Varun Dhawan and all these guys have performed, I think, in that video is laughable. And it goes to tell you that all these guys are willing to play the game, the BJP playbook, which is to say, listen, let's kind of dance to the tune of the supreme leader. Maybe they have some things they are fearful of, whether it's the ED or the income tax or the CBI. Or if nothing else, they hope to, get the support of the constituency of people who support the Modi government to say, hey, these guys are on our side. Either way, it's pathetic, it's despicable, and frankly makes Indian democracy look like a joke. I think when you look at Mr. Modi, frankly speaking, and I'll be blunt about it, not too many people are, I've always felt that he is a manufactured brand. Frankly, even before 2014, Mr. Modi had to answer a lot of questions on what happened in 2002 in Gujarat. And I don't think they have gone away, as we saw when the BBC documentary came out. And Mr. Modi cannot deny the fact that the US government refused to give him a visa for very serious reasons. So I think he was already pretty stigmatized in terms of fake encounters, the authoritarian government in Gujarat. But he won the election. And once he wins an election, obviously you become a legitimate head of state, or rather, I won't say head of state, prime minister. You get access to the world, you get access to your media. Mr. Modi is, frankly speaking, always been a flawed brand. I think at a local level in Gujarat, he was successful in terms of his positioning as the man who was trying to, kind of develop the state through vibrant Gujarat, etc. But anyone who knows the history of Gujarat will tell you this, Neelu, that Gujarat has always been a state which has seen a lot of entrepreneurship. It's always had people who are naturally savvy business people. And frankly speaking, it was extremely developed even before Mr. Modi became the chief minister. But he's a smart smart political creature, he hogged all the credit. Okay, let's concede that point. But the kind of misgovernance, the communal tensions that Gujarat faced, frankly, was at a very repugnant level, very reprehensible level. But he became the prime minister. I think his brand was sustained by the mainstream media. And I think hats off to people like you and all the podcasters who have actually pushed back. Because if you look at mainstream television today, and I go to practically most of the TV channels on any given evening, I can tell you most of them are compromised, or they are ideologically aligned with the government, or they are supporting the government for advertising bucks. Whatever be the reason, the truth is Mr. Modi is a media creation. He hasn't had any substance at all. If you look at facts and figures, and we'll talk about it in the conversation later on, I think he's been the most disastrous prime minister. And I'm not saying that because I'm a critique of his policies or his ideology. I think he's been a disastrous prime minister for India. And in recent times, in foreign policy and national security, he's a dismal failure, which makes Dr. Manmohan Singh look like a Nostradamus who
No, but
predicted
Sanjay,
Mr. Modi would
what
be a.
could be the intention? Though T Series launched this particular video last month, it's a 1 month
Right.
old video. But
Mhm.
what do you think would be the intention of selling brand Modi in the middle of Bihar, where people are talking about the fact that he's a failed leader, foreign policy has failed, Trump is mocking at him, humiliating him, and he's talked about more because of his silence that he's capitulating before Donald Trump. And in the middle of all this comes a shiny video with immaculate roads, flyovers, G20 summit, and whatnot. Uh, what do you think could be the intention of launching a video like this in the middle of Bihar elections?
Pretty obvious to try and boost his sagging popularity. If you look at Mr. Modi today, I mean, he's not able to answer Donald Trump. These conversations have to happen between contemporaries. He can't say that the foreign secretary or the foreign minister said this. Donald Trump has said over 50 times that India did the ceasefire on Operation Sindoor because he told Mr. Modi, I will not strike a trade deal with you. Simple. If Mr. Modi believes that Donald Trump is being disingenuous, call him out. That's what happens in politics, actually. So, I'm astonished that Mr. Modi is not able to have the courage to address it. Actually, he should do that pretty much in a conversation, but he hasn't been able to do that on a tweet either.
But
So,
Sanjay, this is the
quite
funny thing,
simply put, he's compromised.
right? But if you remember, with every election, almost we've been talking through every elections, and we've been doing programs with you, and we've
Mhm,
always spoken about the Modi factor in every election. In
mhm.
Bihar, that question is not coming up at all. What about the brand Modi? How big is the Modi factor in Bihar? No one is asking. No one is asking, and which is why I think videos like this are being launched. What is your
Yeah,
sense?
I think it's an act of sheer desperation. Because let me tell you, nothing happens which is backed by the BJP without a lot of calibration, thought, planning. Because remember, people who are authoritarian by mindset and behavior are very programmed to follow a certain protocol. What to say when, which media will highlight it at what point of time. It's a very organized, orchestrated campaign, Nilu. It's beyond our imagination. Please go back to how, and I'm making a fairly, I think, honest comparison. But you look at all fascist regimes, they all do it in a very programmed fashion. Donald Trump, to give you an example, lies without any impunity because lying is political strategy for him. You just lie, it doesn't matter. Just be shameless. You're not worried about the consequences because you're the president for 4 years. People will cover the lie, they will dissect it, but they will talk about your lie. That lie basically funnels into your constituency that, by the way, loves you so much because of whether it's Islamophobia or whether it's because of hate for immigrants or whatever it may be, or they're pure and simple, those boys of Donald Trump or the white supremacists. They will swallow any insult. They will swallow. I mean, in the case of America, you're finding despite the Epstein files, they are still standing by him. The Republicans have no problem. So politics has changed dramatically because of social media. Mr. Modi is realized today that propaganda sells. Now, if you look at the BJP today, let's take an example of Bihar since you mentioned that, and I've been doing a lot of debates on Bihar. Mr. Modi talks about Jungle Raj. That was said 20 years ago. You have been in government for 20 years, Mr. Modi. Your government with Nitish Kumar has been there for 20 years. Take away 1 year when Nitish did his Palto Ram politics. Here is the bottom line. If in 20 years Bihar is today second highest in terms of crime, or has the lowest per capita income, or is the highest in poverty and hunger, you can't blame the Congress. It's like saying blame Nehru, blame Mahatma Gandhi. It's absolutely absurd. But you see, Mr. Modi is a seasoned political creature. He knows that the media will say anything uh, that he says and multiply that into the power of 100. So he's assured coverage. Neelu, please try and understand the difference or the challenge for Rahul Gandhi against Modi. Modi will speak any balderdash and he's assured of a headline, even if it's a blatant fake news.
Yeah.
We can keep dissecting it in our program. The damage has been done. His message has been conveyed to the people he wants to convey it to. And the ordinary Indian leads such a hard life. They're impressionable. They can be influenced. And Modi knows that. He's a veteran politician. And that's all he is. He's not a governance guy. No governance guy would do a demonetization. No governance guy would have allowed migrants to walk 500 kilometers back during COVID. Nobody would have fudged data like the way it's being done, even in the case of GDP of India. I mean, this is not a governance government. This is a government that does what I call as for the base level, what it considers at the bottom of the pyramid voters. It will do hard Hindutva, polarization, the anti-minorities rhetoric. And for the super affluent, it is crony capitalism. And he gets contracts, he gives contracts to his favored people, and he gets his money. And he thinks that the media is under his control anyway, and all institutions in this country are under the control of the BJP. So India is not a democracy. Let's get that absolutely straight. No, I don't think, let's even debate that. We are looking cosmetically like a democracy. Some people will be kind to call us a quasi-democracy. I think we are, frankly speaking, what I call a modern version of a very reformed fascist model. It's a fascist government, but it tries to give you the face that because I hold elections, you know what? You're pretty
Yes.
democratic.